Limitless divine beings of love and light, welcome to my channel where I'm a guide helping bridge the gap out of man-made religion, doctrines of separation, and into the new energetic quantum concepts that God's releasing to the earth right now. So welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to just talk a little bit about practical health and healing. I want to leave you with a very simple tool that will radically change your life, your health, help you balance your hormones, help your body come into a greater level of rest and digest and just that healing shalom energy. So I'm going to talk about the pineal gland. This gland has been very, very demonized in Christian circles. Mainly because of the understanding that the New Age and other spiritual traditions have talked about, and we've largely misunderstood its use and its function. I'm not going to go into the spiritual aspects or clearing that out or anything like that, although it is very important for entering heavenly realms, spiritual sight, and going into ascension or viewing different heavenly realms that we're seated in that Paul talked about in Ephesians. But see, in winter in Canada here, we only have about 8 to 10 hours of sunlight a day. It gets dark at 4 and the sun doesn't rise till about 9. So we're in a time where we're very sun deprived here. We can't make any vitamin D for about 6 months. It's been like minus 40 outside for the last 2 weeks. And it's been very cold. And so how the pineal gland works in the brain is it's light activated. We have been evolving on this planet under the sun for whatever you believe, for a young earth, 6,000 years or millions of years. It doesn't matter. The sun is providing photonic energy to the earth, which is giving life and growth. We're no different. But in this modern world, we seem to forget that we're actually connected with the earth, with our environment, with the rotation of the earth around the sun and the sun giving life to us. So, physical life. So the reality is that our eyes have a retina, which the sun comes in and it goes through our eyes, through the rods and cones. It helps us see different vibrations, which manifest in different colors and shapes. But those frequencies go in and they go into your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is light activated, and your pineal gland determines your sleep and your wake cycle, your circadian rhythms. So the sun interfaces with your eyes, and your eyes relay the information, that the frequency, to your pineal gland, which tells you, if you're looking and it's still light out, that you're to be awake, to give you energy to keep producing serotonin, because serotonin is an energizing hormone. Or if that's why sleep experts say, turn off all your lights, put on a sleep mask, and don't do anything with light before you go to bed for a couple hours, because it tells your body that the sun is set and your body starts to make melatonin. It shuts off the serotonin and it starts to make melatonin. So the real practical, if you struggle with sleep, if you're struggling with stress, if you're struggling with even weight loss on some level, then this can be something that can be a major needle mover in your life for a ton of health benefits. Perhaps the most important thing in all of health is this quantum principle that I'm going to share with you. And it's that the sun is responsible for creating and balancing your circadian rhythms, which is responsible for balancing the chemistry and the hormones in your body. Okay? So the hormones and the chemistry in your body dictate everything in your body, how you think, how you feel, a lot of things. They don't dictate it, but they play a big role in your overall well-being. So if you are ever had a time where you have insomnia, or you can't sleep well, or you're sleeping way too much and your circadian rhythms are all out of whack, it's because we're shining so much artificial light into our eyes after the sun sets. And when the sun sets at 4 or 5 here in Canada, it's like, what are we going to do? Live in the dark? So there's different techniques that we can employ to help protect our circadian rhythms and our biology so that we can make it through the winter unscathed and we can feel great in our body. So if you are struggling with getting to bed on time, if you are struggling with getting up on time, if you're sluggish, if you're tired, if you have brain fog, if you're drained all of the time, if you implement this into your life, I promise you, in less than a week, in 3 to 5 days, you will notice a radical difference in your overall state and your overall well-being, and your sleep cycle will be 90% more normalized. And it's free. So what I want you to do is this. When you get up in the morning, wake up. You might need to set an alarm for the first day or two. Get up when the sun is rising. Go to a location, whether it's the side of your house, the front of your house, the back of your house. We're lucky we can look right out the back of our house and we can watch the sunrise. And I want you to watch the sunrise. And I want you to get the early morning sun into your eyes. Because the early morning sun is very rich in red light and near infrared light frequencies. These frequencies of light are very, very healing for the body, but they're also essential to be able to go into your eyes and tell your pineal gland to make serotonin so it kicks you to get you up and going. When you look at your phone first thing, it's actually toxic synthetic blue light that you're putting into your eyes, and it has a detrimental effect. The sun, the red light of the sun, specifically an hour in the morning and an hour before sunset, is what we need to balance our circadian rhythms. So if you do this in the morning, and all you need is start off with about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you say, well, I can't look at the sun. Well, when it's that low to the equator, the horizon, it isn't damaging to your eyes as long as it's within the first hour. So get 5 to 15 minutes of direct sunlight into your eyes. And if you can't look directly at the sun, or it's behind a cloud or whatever, just look to the side. As long as you're facing east with your bare eyes, it can't be contacts, it can't be through a window, because windows actually filter a lot of the light. The sun is essentially a multivitamin for your body, because our cells the mitochondria, the powerhouse in our cells, they take electrons. They're part of there's an electron transport system that takes the photons of sun and it activates your cells. What we're focusing on this video, though, is our circadian rhythms and the pineal gland and how it gets activated, and it can balance the hormones in your entire system in your body. If you wake up in the morning, you look at the sun for 5 to 15 minutes. And after you do that, and it's cold in Canada, I know, sometimes, like if you can only do it for 30 seconds opening the door or 2 minutes, do that. That's better than nothing. It might just take you 5 days of doing that instead of 3. So when you do that after a couple days, what it does is it's reprogramming the circadian clock in your brain, and it's giving you a new baseline in order for you to wake up and go to sleep. If you can do the sun set too, and watch the sun set for 5 or 10 minutes, do that also. Now, just a disclaimer with this, if it is too bright for your eyes, use wisdom. Don't look directly at it. Just look off to the side a little bit until your eyes have the solar callus to be able to look at it more. See, when I first started doing this, I was so entrenched in the Canadian winter 2 years ago that my eyes were just like, I had to wear sunglasses everywhere. If you're someone who has to wear sunglasses outside because it's too bright for you and stuff like that, it means that your circadian rhythms and your pineal gland are more jacked up than they should be. But it's really easy. The sun, the healing frequencies of the sun in the morning actually take care of this, and they heal and reverse these conditions very quickly. You will have a new sleep and wake cycle after 3 days. If you have more work and more healing to do, it might take a week. But just stay at it, set your alarm clock, go outside, look to the east every morning with your bare eyes to the bare sky, and watch the circadian clock and your sleep and wake cycle radically change. And this will help you come into a greater level of peace, a greater level of connection, a greater level of just being connected to Gaia and Mother Earth even. And you're just resyncing up with the evolutionary cycle and the connection of nature. You're literally receiving energy frequencies, information, downloads from the sun to be able to help your biology be more acclimatized to the current place in which you live and the current state in which you live. So I hope this has been beneficial to you. When I started doing this, it took me about 3 days, and I was blown away because I just hurt my back. I went through all of these terrible like circadian rhythm issues where I couldn't sleep, and I was jacked up. And after 3 days, my complete balance started coming back to my body, and I've been doing it ever since. And many people know about this and are doing this around the globe now, because it's just, in our modern society, we are so disconnected from the sun and from nature and the natural cycles that we would got, and we're using these devices. And that's another thing. In conjunction with this, if you really want it to work, turn off the blue lights in your eyes for at least an hour or 2 hours before you go to bed. The less that you can watch it, the better. I have glasses that are blue blockers that you can order online that block blue harmful light frequencies. Go check out blueblocks.com. That's where I get mine. They're awesome. They're out of Australia. They're really, really great. They do prescription glasses too. I'm not getting anything from that promo. They're just a great product that I have used. You can turn the dimness on your phone way down, so it seems way darker. There's different settings that you can put on your phone to block the blue light. And so it's really, really important that we protect our circadian rhythms so that we can be balanced beings, so that we can have our nervous system balanced, so that we can have our brain and our pineal gland healthy, so that we can connect even better with the divine nature. Our sleep is really important so that we can connect to Source, and we can be one with Source, and we can be living in the frequencies of heaven rather than being all brain fogged and bunged up all the time. So start watching the sun in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes and watch things start to radically change in your life as far as your sleep-wake cycle, how you're feeling, and how you're thinking. I trust that this has helped you. If you are new to my channel, like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And until next time, have a great week.